Laker Nation! That is right, the Los Angeles Lakers have officially become your 2020 NBA champions. For all my Laker Nation fans, congratulations, we did it. It was a long road. I never doubted it at all in the playoffs. I knew this was gonna happen, but to everybody else, I'm sorry. All jokes aside, I thought this year's bubble was an incredible success, especially the playoffs. I mean, some incredible storylines. Miami Heat, shout out to Jimmy Buckets. That guy's a real OG. The Denver Nuggets, absolutely stunning. Everyone coming down from 3-1 multiple times. Major shout out to them. And of course, the Los Angeles Lakers for bringing home their 17th NBA championship back to LA. Or 12 if you're talking to a Celtics fan, but that's a discussion for another time. Right now, I have 6 sneakers that I feel like were the best sneakers worn in this year's finals. So I want to formally welcome you to the NBA Finals edition of NBA Kicks. Starting off the list at number 6, we have Anthony Davis with this colorway of the Nike Kobe 5 Pro Tro. All right, so the first Kobe 5 on this list was worn during Game 1. And as you can see, it uses a very purple color scheme. Up close, this is a very solid colorway with multiple shades of purple throughout the silhouette, but everything is toned down with black on the upper tongue and collar, while the midsole actually uses a very deep navy color alongside some lavender speckles for a very unique look that I think works perfectly with those Laker yellow home uniforms. Now, a release date for this particular colorway has not been announced yet, but be sure to subscribe to the channel and join our weekly sneaker show on Sundays for any update on when and if this pair of Kobe's will release, which I hope they do because I really want a pair. Next up at number 5, we have Bam Adebayo with a custom colorway of the Nike Zoom Freak 2. So we all know Bam was nursing an injury with his shoulder as well as with his neck throughout the playoffs. But in Game 1, it looked like he re-aggravated that injury, and that made him miss the next 3 games. So while he technically didn't wear these Freak 2s in a game, he did kind of warm up in them, and that's enough to qualify for this list. And plus, they're not Kobe, so I needed them on the list to keep things fresh. This custom was done by Soul by Sir on Instagram and uses some real Miami Vice vibes with that blue and pink color scheme, which is awesome to see, especially since Miami is going up against LeBron, who made the Miami Vice color scheme one of the most iconic colorways of all time while he was playing for the Heat. Now, on top of that Miami Vice theme, this custom also has some personal touches as well, which include hand-painted elements of Bam's trailer home that he grew up in, as well as a very special moment between Bam and his mom on draft night. Overall, this colorway is not only just a dope pair of kicks visually, I mean, I would definitely rock these, but it just reminds us to never underestimate an underdog, as Bam Adebayo officially became one of the top players in the league during this Heat's playoff run, despite all of the obstacles that he had to overcome. Coming in at number 4, we have LBJ with a new colorway of the Nike LeBron 18. So LeBron debuted these during Game 3, but he also wore them in that Game 6 clincher. So technically, these are LeBron's championship kicks, which as a Laker fan, makes me want to cop them immediately. Now, officially, these are actually named the Melon Twist, but that definitely wasn't the first thing that I thought of when I saw these. Either way, I've always been a fan of monochromatic colorways, and these are no different, especially since the 18s are something that I'm super hyped to play in, since they look like a true successor to the 16s, which were my favorite LeBron sneaker of all time. I do think Nike missed a huge opportunity to drop a South Beach colorway in the finals, which would have been a nice little nod to LeBron's Miami days, but these all yellow or melon joints will do just fine, and plus, LeBron got a ring in them, so they're kind of already iconic. But seriously though, am I going colorblind, or is this yellow and not like melon? I just don't get it. Next up at number 3, we have Anthony Davis with another colorway of the Kobe 5 Pro Tro. Okay, so I'm just gonna warn you guys right now that the rest of this list is just Kobe's, but that's okay because not only were the Lakers in the finals, but the Kobe 5 is by far the most popular sneaker in the league. So it kind of makes sense that they're the unofficial sneaker of the 2020 finals. Now this colorway is a little different from the rest in the sense that it doesn't use some form of Laker color scheme and instead opts for a black, white, and red setup, which as you guys know are my 3 favorite colors, but also could be inspired by the black toe Jordan 1s, which obviously is an iconic colorway, especially for a guy like AD who grew up in Chicago. But honestly, how do we feel about AD rocking a red, black, and white sneaker, which are the same colors as the Miami Heat, his opponent in the NBA Finals? I'm kind of not okay with it, but I don't know, I might just be a boomer. Coming in as our runner-up, we have Anthony Davis with, you guessed it, the Kobe 5 Pro Tro. So we all know gold kicks are kind of a tradition in the NBA Finals, and I think it actually started with like Kobe in 08 or 09, but this year Anthony Davis takes the gold kicks theme to a whole other level. These are actually a custom colorway done by the shoe surgeon, and as you can see, he basically dipped these in all gold, which again is perfect for the NBA Finals stage and also fits in seamlessly with the Lakers Mamba uniforms. I am a little disappointed that Nike didn't take it upon themselves to make a colorway like this, but I am happy that AD teamed up with the shoe surgeon because these were by far one of the best kicks in this year's finals and definitely had the sneaker world buzzing. Now, even though I think these are the most NBA Finals-y out of all the sneakers you're gonna see in this episode, they weren't good enough to take the #1 spot. Finally, at #1 as the best sneaker in the 2020 NBA Finals, we have Anthony Davis once again with the Nike Kobe 5 Pro Tro. Alright, so to no one's surprise, the Kobe 5 takes the #1 spot as the best sneaker worn in this year's finals. And while that all gold pair was very enticing to put at the top, these black and yellow joints, I put them here because they actually look like a player exclusive colorway that Kobe would have worn himself. In fact, I actually think Kobe did wear a PE colorway that looked very similar to these, but I looked all over the internet through thousands of images and I just couldn't find them. But I swear I remember Kobe wearing something like these with a black and yellow color scheme that just has a splash of purple on the branding. Now, I don't know if Nike plans to drop these in the near future, but I wouldn't get my hopes up since they look awfully similar to the upcoming Bruce Lee colorway, and there's also just a ton of other Kobe 5 colorways that Nike has planned down the road. But if they were to drop these, you guys already know that I, as well as many Kobe fans, would be all over them because that black and yellow is just so badass, and they look even more incredible with those black Mamba jerseys. At the end of the day, these were by far my favorite kicks in this year's finals, and if I could add any of these 6 sneakers in my collection, it would be these black and yellow Kobe's. But let me know what your favorite pair was in the comment section below. And as always, guys, subscribe to the channel for more episodes of NBA Kicks. This might be the last episode of the season, but I'm not really too sure yet. So make sure you like the video for another episode where we'll just count down the 10 or 20 best sneakers all season long. Until next year, guys, my name's Jaron. It's been great having you. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.